Number 1. Toyota Corolla Cross. Hey everyone, welcome back. So let's talk about one of the most anticipated compact crossovers coming soon, the 2026 Toyota Corolla Cross. And honestly, this one feels like Toyota is really listening to what people want. At first glance, the 2026 Corolla Cross looks more confident and more adventurous than ever. The design has been sharpened up with a bolder front end, slimmer LED headlights, and a wider stance that gives it a tougher, more planted look on the road. It still feels familiar, but compared to earlier models, it's less safe and simple and more ready for anything. Toyota clearly wants this to appeal not just to commuters, but to people who actually want a little personality in their daily drive. Before we go any further, quick reminder. If you enjoy staying up to date on upcoming cars like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future reviews, leaks, and first looks. It really helps the channel grow, and I appreciate every single one of you. Now, one of the biggest highlights for 2026 is the hybrid system. Toyota is doubling down on efficiency, and the updated Corolla Cross Hybrid promises better fuel economy with smoother power delivery. It's not about raw speed here. It's about quiet confidence, low fuel stops, and that effortless Toyota reliability. There's also talk of improved all-wheel drive tuning, which makes this Corolla Cross more capable on snow, dirt roads and light trails than previous versions. And yes, for the first time, Toyota is really leaning into the adventure side. The 2026 Corolla Cross is expected to offer enhanced off-road features like drive modes for rough terrain, better ground clearance on certain trims, and more rugged styling cues. It's still very much a city-friendly crossover, but now it won't feel out of place on a weekend getaway. Inside, the upgrades are just as noticeable. The cabin feels more modern and more premium, with a larger infotainment screen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, improved voice controls, and a cleaner dashboard layout. Materials feel nicer than before, and there's more attention to comfort, especially for longer drives. Compared to older Corolla Cross models, this one feels less basic and more thoughtfully designed. Pricing is expected to stay competitive, which is key. Toyota knows this segment is crowded, so the 2026 Corolla Cross should remain one of the best value options, especially when you factor in reliability, resale value, and hybrid efficiency. Overall, this isn't a radical reinvention, it's a smart evolution. The 2026 Toyota Corolla Cross builds on what worked before and fixes what didn't, making it one of the most well-rounded compact crossovers to watch. And honestly, it might just be the sweet spot in Toyota's entire lineup. Number 2. Duesenberg Model J. You know how some cars don't just turn heads, they stop time? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about something that feels like a dream made real. The 2026 Duesenberg Model J. Yep, the name that once defined ultimate American luxury is back, and this version somehow blends the soul of the classic with a future-forward twist that's absolutely thrilling. From the moment you lay eyes on it, that iconic long hood and sweeping fenders are unmistakable. A tribute to the original Model J but reimagined with bold new lines, modern lighting, and that stance that just says luxury. It's like someone took the elegance of the 1930s and gave it a reserved seat at tomorrow's automotive table. The elaborate grille, those handcrafted details. This is a car that makes a statement without saying a word. And before we dive deeper, if you're as hyped about legendary cars meeting modern tech as I am, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you're locked in for all the big reveals coming up. I've got more features, breakdowns, and deep dives on future classics just like this. Let's go. Now, here's where it gets really cool. The new Model J isn't just about looks. It wraps classic luxury around a modern hybrid powertrain that gives you both attention-grabbing performance and surprising efficiency. Imagine a setup that lets you cruise silently on electric power when you want calm sophistication. Then unleash a powerful gasoline-assisted hybrid roar when you want to feel that legendary spirit. It's almost poetic, old-world grandeur with new-world muscle. And while this isn't an off-roader in the traditional sense, designers have definitely given it a bit more capability than you'd expect. Newer chassis tuning and advanced drive modes mean this isn't just a car for grand estates and red carpets. It's one you could confidently take on twisty back roads or scenic late-night drives. A Duesenberg that's joyful to drive? I'll take it. Step inside and you'll see where the future classic concept really shines. Plush leather seats with bespoke stitching, rich wood and metal accents that nod to the original craftsmanship, and a cabin that feels like an invitation to experience art on wheels. Big screens and digital interfaces blend in seamlessly with classic cues, so it feels familiar, yet totally modern. Now let's talk numbers. This is luxury at the highest tier. If recent concept pricing is any indicator, we're talking well into the six figures, possibly touching multi-million-dollar territory for special editions. But for enthusiasts and collectors, that price tag just means exclusivity and prestige. And compared to the historical Model J, which today sells for millions at auctions and concours events, having a brand new Duesenberg in 2026 feels like history and future converging. All in all, the 2026 Duesenberg Model J, if it comes to full production the way enthusiasts hope, could be one of the most fascinating cars of the decade. Classic heritage, modern performance, and future-ready luxury. It's a tribute to where cars have been and a statement about where they're going, and I cannot wait to see more. Number 3. Volvo P1800 Cyan. Have you ever looked at a classic car and thought, man, I wish this thing could be reborn for today's world? Well, that's exactly what's happened with the 2026 Volvo P1800 Cyan. A stunning reinterpretation of one of Sweden's most beloved sports cars. This is not just a resta mod, it's a resurrection of a legend with modern engineering, bespoke craftsmanship, and pure driving focus right at its heart. What you're looking at is the old-school beauty of the classic Volvo P1800, that elegant silhouette that oozes style, but reimagined for a generation that loves analog driving thrills as much as heritage. The folks at Cyan Racing take a donor P1800 and completely rebuild it from the ground up, reinforcing the chassis with high-strength steel and carbon fiber, so the car is light, rigid, and so much more capable than it was in the 60s. Before we go any further, if you're hyped about cars that blend culture and performance, hit that like button and subscribe to stay tuned with all the coolest revivals, resta mods, and future classics we cover. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's talk about what makes this Cyan really shine. Under the hood sits a seriously tuned 2.0-litre turbocharged engine that traces its roots back to a racing power plant. Think modern performance, but with the soul of a classic. Depending on how the client wants it set up, this little four-cylinder can produce well over 400 horsepower, and it's paired with a bespoke 5-speed manual gearbox that gives you that raw mechanical feeling with every shift. And no, this isn't some cushy cruiser, it's meant to be driven. There's no hybrid motor here, and there's definitely no off-road mode. This car pays homage to pure pavement thrills. What you do get is a beautifully balanced rear-wheel drive layout, adjustable suspension, and a connection to the road that modern cars often sanitize away. It's about feel, feedback, and that grin you get when you're hustling it through corners. Inside, Cyan thoughtfully blends classic cues with just enough modern touches. You'll find racing-inspired seats, bespoke digital displays that nod to the heritage gauges of the original, and interior tailoring that's all about personal taste, from colors to materials. It feels like stepping into something timeless, yet surprisingly at home today. Pricing for a bespoke P1800 Cyan is as unique as the cars themselves. These aren't mass-produced machines. Each one is a tailor-made masterpiece that can take over a year to build, and prices can easily stretch well into the high six figures depending on options. Number 4. Tesla Model 2. The 2026 Tesla Model 2 might just be the game-changer that brings Tesla's futuristic vibes to a whole new crowd. This is the car that's been teased as Tesla's most affordable electric vehicle yet. A compact, city-ready hatchback that could make electric driving more accessible than ever before. Right out of the gate, the design catches your eye because it feels like pure Tesla DNA. Sleek lines, smooth surfaces, and that aerodynamic look that seems like it's already gliding even when it's parked. It's smaller than the Model 3 and designed for urban life, so it's nimble in tight streets and easy to park without feeling boxed in. If you're excited about this kind of future too, don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this, where we dive into all the coolest new cars and EVs hitting the road. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, one thing to be clear on, the Model 2 isn't a hybrid. Like all Teslas, it's fully electric, and that's part of the appeal. It's built on a compact platform, but Tesla hasn't skimped on range or power. Standard versions are expected to deliver solid range figures that will handle daily drives with ease, and long-range variants could stretch that even further. That means whether you're running errands around town or heading out on the highway, it's going to be versatile enough for both. And while this isn't an off-road machine, let's be honest, Tesla's not turning the Model 2 into a Jeep Wrangler. The electric powertrain does give it responsive acceleration and confidence in everyday conditions. It feels lively off the line, and with Tesla's signature instant torque, it's a blast to drive around town. Step inside, and the vibe feels very Tesla. Minimalist, uncluttered, and tech-forward. You're greeted by a big central touchscreen that controls almost everything: navigation, music, climate, all wrapped up in a cabin that's more spacious than you'd expect for a car this size. And there's a focus on simplicity and sustainability too, with recycled materials and a clean design that feels modern without being overwhelming. Pricing is where the Model 2 really shakes things up. Rumors and early reports suggest Tesla is targeting a much lower price point than its other cars, potentially starting around the $20,000-ish mark, which would make it one of the most affordable EVs on the market if Tesla hits those numbers. That's huge, because more people could realistically step into an EV without breaking the bank. It's Tesla's way of saying electric cars shouldn't just be for luxury buyers. They should be for everyone. Compared to past Tesla models, the Model 2 feels like a bold shift toward everyday practicality. The Model S and Model X are all about performance and luxury. The Model 3 and Model Y open the door for more mainstream appeal. But the Model 2 could be the one that truly unlocks mass adoption. It's smaller, lighter, easier to live with in the city, and priced to compete with traditional gas cars. Number 5. Ford Juice Coupe. That's exactly the vibe I'm getting from the 2026 Ford Juice Coupe. This isn't just another retro throwback. It feels like Ford looked at the icon that everyone loves and said, what if we made this awesome for today's drivers? From the first look, the design already tells you a story. That classic long, low silhouette we all admire is still there, but it's been modernized in all the right ways. Sharper lines, a bold stance, and lighting that blends vintage cues with contemporary style. It's nostalgic without feeling outdated, and it has this presence that makes you want to walk around it again and again just to soak it all in. Before we dig deeper, if you love seeing cool cars like this come back to life, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss more future classics and hot previews just like this. Trust me, you'll want to stick around. Now, under the hood is where things get really interesting. Ford hasn't just slapped a classic name on a normal engine. They've given the Juice Coupe a hybrid powertrain that really opens up the fun. That means quick acceleration, solid power whenever you need it, and better efficiency than you'd expect from a car with this kind of attitude. It's the best of both worlds, grown-up performance with a smart eye on the future. And while this isn't an off-road machine in the typical sense, you're not out there crawling over rocks or powering through mud. The way the chassis and suspension work together gives it confidence in all kinds of real-world scenarios. Road trips, twisty back roads, coastal highways. This coupe feels ready to make every mile memorable. Slide inside, and you can feel the attention to detail. The interior feels like a thoughtful fusion of old and new. You've got premium materials, comfortable seats that hug you just right, and tech that's intuitive without being overwhelming. Big screens, smart connectivity, and driver-focused controls blend together in a way that feels natural, like the cabin was built for the pure joy of driving, not just for gadgets. Pricing for something this special is definitely going to be a hot topic. It's not a mass-market economy car. This is a mood, a statement, a piece of automotive art. But Ford has hinted that they're keeping it competitive enough that real enthusiasts, the people who've always dreamed about a modern Juice Coupe, can actually consider it without feeling like it's out of reach. That balance between aspiration and accessibility is part of what makes this so exciting. Compared to the classic Juice Coupes of the 30s, this 2026 model doesn't just pay homage, it evolves the legend. The original was all about pure style and presence. This one keeps that soul, but but brings it screaming into the 21st century with performance, tech, and everyday usability you could have only imagined decades ago. So whether you're a die-hard classic lover, a modern car enthusiast, or someone who just appreciates a machine that looks amazing and drives with purpose, the 2026 Ford Deuce Coupe feels like a car worth getting excited about. It's a beautiful blend of heritage and innovation, and I can't wait to see how it makes its mark out on the road.